Hey everyone, this is Josh. I'm a landscape photographer who also record with drones and FPV for the last 10 years. I'm back from China and I think it's time we talk about the Neo 2. Okay, so I bought this drone in China last week. It's coming in rest of the world in November. Let's go through the different kits. At the moment in China, it sells either with the drone only, the drone with 3 batteries, but if you want to use any kind of remote controller, you will need that dongle, which is only available in the Flymore combo with either the motion controller or the regular RC N3 controller. The price is inexpensive at the moment. It sits at the bottom range of the DJI offering. You can see the price in China. So let's talk about the specs. I'm not a paid reviewer about the drone. I want to give you as much details as possible, the pro and the cons. Let's start with the pros. The drone is small, but it doesn't feel like a toy. It's about 151 grams. With the Neo 2, they added 2 significant upgrades. First of all, omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, which allows him to understand the environment around and avoid getting stuck into trees or other type of obstacle. Second of all, the 2-axis gimbal. It will be able to produce good footage without the need to crop, which was the case in the Neo. That feature alone is a significant upgrade over the Neo in terms of image quality. It also has built-in 49 GB of storage. You do not need to use an SD card. In terms of flight time, we're talking about 19 minutes of flight, which is pretty much what I got when testing the drone. The lens is 16mm equivalent f2.2 and it uses an 1/2 inch CMOS sensor, so it's not quite the Avatar level of dynamic range, but I have to say the stabilization of this new gimbal is quite impressive, and the obstacle avoidance is beyond my expectation at the moment. The drone seems to be able to see things around and avoid trees and other obstacles in a very nice fashion. It's perfect for beginner, but it's also a very good drone for users who want to get B-roll or document the journey while traveling. Those are quite significant features. But DJI went all in and they also added an OLED screen, which makes it very convenient for you to switch between modes and to understand which mode you're in. It also automatically synchronizes with your phone, so you can use your phone, it will show you which mode you're in and you can actually operate the drone very quickly with that OLED screen. DJI went a step further and develop a brand new set of experiences that you will be able to unlock with this drone, like hand gesture. I tried it, it works very, very well. It feels a little bit like a Star Wars movie actually. But now let's talk about the cons. This drone sits at the bottom of the range and it looks like DJI decided to not provide all of the nitty-gritty features you will get in a more expensive drone. It is limited to JPEG only in photo mode. It does not have a flat profile, even if the video is actually quite good in terms of dynamic range. But now, the most important limitation of this drone, currently it does not enable manual mode, which means that if you fly this drone in FPV, you will not get the full FPV experience using a regular controller. Somebody tells me they're going to unlock this in a firmware update. I really hope so. So that's all for the features, but now let's deep dive into the flying experience. Thank you so much for all of your feedback on Reddit. This is helping me ensuring this review matters to you. In this specific example, I took your feedback in order to record the low light capabilities of the drone. We are going to look at image quality, tracking and obstacle avoidance. The image you see is as is. There is no specific editing done so that you can appreciate image quality. The tracking is set to front bike tracking, and I decided to take off under a canopy of trees, which should make it quite challenging. The drone did wonderfully. It avoided all of the branches and tracked me very well. The footage is smooth, it's going at the right speed. Image quality is average for low light photography. I would say good for a sensor this side. I appreciate the fact that DJI actually decided to go with a flat profile. It does not over sharpen the image, which means with some color grading, you should be able to get and produce some good looking images, but you will require to know how to color grade. The tracking is exceptional, it's doing a very good job. I accelerated to 25 kilometers an hour and it did quite well. Pretty happy with the result, and actually I'm looking forward to try a little bit more with skiing and biking over the next few months. Let me know in comment what you think about this specific image quality. But don't be disappointed, it's looking actually very good in broad daylight. Have a look at this footage. Everything was taken with the Neo 2. The tracking is doing very well. It's able to track subject, avoid trees, and navigate around like this one in tracking mode. The image quality looks fairly flat to some extent. There is not over sharpening. The color palette is good. I'm pretty impressed with the tracking. What I love doing is taking advantage of that new access of gimbal stabilization. It's a very big pros over the Neo because it means no crop, further enhancing image quality, especially on such a tiny sensor. The minus side, RC and free controller rates are quite off as compared to the FPV controller. In the opposite, the FPV controller is very well calibrated and allows you to get very smooth shot. Now we just have to wait for DJI to implement manual control. Come on, DJI. That's it with the barrel. Now let's move into the app control. So I just put the Meta Vanguards to record, but you can see here I got the control being visible on the drone. It's very useful. You can change settings. Circle. Rocket. Automatically, and it will automatically be synced on the app. So now I'm in rocket mode. I can go to manual and it will reflect. You can see all of the settings and it's all available within the app. Follow, selfie shot, drone, circle, rocket, which means you don't really need to have a remote controller. It's not rated at 500 meters. I haven't tested that fully. I think it's always good to have a proper controller with you. Now I'm going to just press record so we can actually see the sensor performing in low light. Let's have a look. I'm going to go to manual control and press record. And now I'm recording. Yes, so this is me recording with the DJI Neo 2. VoiceOver here again. As you can see, the image quality looks pretty good at ISO 800. Now that you got a good grasp of the drone, the functionalities, why don't we head into the conclusion? Sometimes I wish I was a paid reviewer, to be honest. Like, know about the drone weeks in advance, being able to go to a very fancy place, capture epic shot. That's not the case. I got the drone last week on launch day. I only had 2 days remaining in China. I was with family, so this is the best I was able to get. I hope you found this video useful. Anyway, now let's dive into the conclusion. Do I think it's a good drone? At the price point I was able to get the drone, and if it stays close to the DJI Neo type offering, I think it's a must-have if you are starting drone photography / videography, because it will help you understand the type of photography you want to do. You want to do, more regular drone photography, or if you want to get into more like FPV and so on. So that's a good drone to start with. I think to some extent it's better than the Neo because it will offer a much better image quality. It's more well-rounded. That said, the lack of manual control, which is more for experienced user, is a big minus. Should you get it? If you do FPV and just do FPV, maybe this is not the drone for you at the moment unless they add manual control. If you do photography / videography and you want to get any type of content as well as B-roll shot, I think it's a very good drone for this. I mean, I remember when I was in Iceland capturing a volcanic eruption. I wish I had that drone to be able to capture me, work on the storytelling, make a story for you, help you understand how I take the photos and so on. You could always use a Mini 5 Pro or a Flip for those type of shot, but the Neo 2 being as inexpensive, having good propeller quads, as well as providing a 16mm field of view camera, will allow you to get wider shot. If you go from a 24, 28mm to 16mm, there's a big difference. And I think for those follow-up shot, 16mm is going to serve a better place to capture epic landscape and give you a greater scale of things than a more compressed image. Well, I think you got the conclusion. I'm personally keeping the drone. I'm going to put it in my bag. I can reuse all of the equipment of the other drone, the goggles, the controller with it. This is great. It's going to help me complement the story. And if DJI add manual control, it's going to be a mini avatar. Knowing that, are you interested in the drone? Did I help you answer your question? Do you want me to test new thing and post an update with you? I'm keen to do so. So please, I would like to thank you very much for still being here. Leave a comment below. Let me know if there is any interest or any things you would like me to review and have a look, and I will come back to you. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are going to have a good weekend. I'm wishing you a good end of the day or a good morning, wherever you are. And I hope to see you later.